Hey, good afternoon. I don't think I could ask for a more beautiful Sunday to do an open house. And what makes it even better is I know this place inside and out because it's my parents' home. 850 Regional Road 27 in Wellandport. So we're about 10 minutes from Smithville, about 15 from Welland. Really great spot, huge property. So we're talking almost 2 acres. So you can see behind me, fully paved. Look how long this driveway is. It's nuts. You could have a motorcade come through here and still have room left. But got my signs out. Got my big flag up you can see behind me. I'm going to be live for a little while, so if you do have questions, feel free to drop in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. I'll try and stay live as long as I've got things to talk about. Most of you know me, that means I can probably talk till next week. But anyway, I'm just happy to be out here in the sunshine, enjoying the day. Freshly lawn just cut. Look at this. My dad manicures this place like crazy. Full zero turn rider lawnmower included in the property, along with the actual farm tractor that you would normally find in a country estate. He has a snowplow for it for the winter time. However, as they're getting older, they do have someone come in that clears the driveway. They can do it much faster than my dad. I mean, you know, they're both 80. You can't assume that you can do everything once you reach that age. And quite frankly, I'm only 53 and I don't want to stand out in the cold and plow a driveway anyway. So hence the downsizing. They moved to a more manageable property. They've got neighbors as well that if, well, I know when I was in a survey that we always helped out anybody that seemed like a senior citizen. We always came over and shoveled and cleaned their driveway for them and helped them out. So I can only hope that the new neighborhood will be the same. And if they see my parents need a hand with something, they don't mind reaching out. There we go. Call it closed. International brokerage, baby. New in Canada. Check out that flag. This sucker is 13 feet tall. I set it up in my house at home, and I was waiting for people to start pulling in the driveway and go, "Is your house for sale?" No, it's not. I'm just checking out the sign. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around here. So this is the front yard. I remember when these trees were tiny. This house was built in 2008. Custom built by my parents. So we have all the blueprints, the plans, any survey that we did at the time. I think we still have that as well. So if you ever wanted to make changes, we have the full structural plans for you. Look how blue the sky is today. It's gorgeous. Got lamps on the driveway all the way to the end, then with the capital pillars, just lighting up the entrance to come in. Big selling feature of this property is literally, well, for the guys anyway, is going to be the shop and the garage and the big long driveway. When I was younger, that'd be the first thing I'd be looking for. And the way this is set up, at one point we did have a machine shop in the shop behind us. Right here, this shop here, right there behind me. We had manual and CNC machines. We had a CNC mill, 2 manual mills, a 10-foot lathe, and a 4-foot lathe. So you'd be surprised what you can fit in there. Full hydro, 220s in there, fully heated. I'll give you a quick peek at it. But here's the garage itself. Full 4-car garage, 2 single doors and then a double in the middle. Lots of room in here. Have a look at the shop. Now, mind you, it's a mess. My parents are in the middle of moving, so they're sorting everything out and getting rid of everything. As you can see, full electrical panel here. Nice high ceiling. I believe this is 12 feet. And then it's fully heated. As you can see here, we've got an overhead tube heater. The only thing that this shop doesn't have is water. And technically, you could put in a holding tank or a cistern in the back and then run it underneath the shop. Or if you wanted to, you could probably run a line, as you can see from here, where the pool house is, and run it under the grass, and then come in through the back of the building. That way you don't go through the driveway. But this is a really good sized shop. I believe it's 30 by 40, an old air conditioner in here. And then it has a full second story as well, which is the same size. You just have the steeples up top, so it's not fully full two-story. So you can see here it's all I-beam, laminate I-beam. So this is not your typical 2x10 connection. It's actual I-beam I-joists. So a little more modern build. Some of it was covered in paneling for us to screw things to, but it's up to you if you wanted to finish this off and drywall it once you've got it the way you want. Hydro was all run above surface, so you could just drop it down, put up drywall, and then put it back up again. But all the windows open, so you can get a nice breeze in here. I'll show you upstairs. My Facebook connection is going kind of odd, so let's just hopefully it stays connected. It's switching between my parents' Wi-Fi in their house and here. So as you can see, this is what I mean by you've got your stippled ceiling. As you can see, I am standing fully upright. There's lots of room above my head in here. But this is great for storage. My dad used it as an office. He did have a desk up here. But fully insulated, as you can see. My parents were very adamant about energy savings. So the house was built with 2x6 construction with extra insulation to make sure the house is efficient. But if you're a car mechanic, you like to work on classic cars, this is a dream. You can put in a full lift in here. Work on one car at a time. You've got the whole upstairs to store parts. In fact, this is big enough you can almost build a paint room. Like if you see how big it is here all the way across. There's the full width of a car, that's the door, and then you've got that again, at least. So you could literally build a paint bay in here if you wanted to. Of course, regulations and zoning would have to permit you to do that. Legally, I'm going to say that. But you do have the height possibly for a lift. I'm not sure. The car guys will know whether that's actually doable or not. But anyway, that's the shop. As you can see by the size of this driveway, I said the listing you got parking for 10, but it's probably more by the time you include the garage, the shop. As you can see here, I'm going to show you. The neighbor has got a nice big shop down at the back of his property, and we go to the same distance. So if you did want to put an addition onto this driveway, you could literally just go straight back and build the same. And the neighbor on the other side also has an additional shop added on. So I don't think it would be an issue. Obviously, you have to clear it with the town to make sure. Lots of rabbits. The odd coyote making a pass through. Since I'm back here, I'll give you a shot of the backyard. Pool house. So this is going to have your pool pump, filters, and everything else in it. It's in its own little house, so it's nice and protected. Hopefully they've got it open. Yeah, so there you go. There's your heater. Separate hydro for everything. Everything's easily accessible, and you can access it from outside the gated area, or you can access it again from inside here. Fully fenced pool, iron railing, and it's actually fully gated, so if you do have kids, you can lock this completely to be safe, which is code anyway for new pools. As you can see, there's no liner in the pool right now. When my parents opened this property in the springtime, unfortunately there was a small tear in the top of the liner in the deep end of the pool, which means they have to replace it. So it's on order, and they're waiting to do it, I believe, in 2 weeks. So this will have a fully brand new liner. The pool will be fully cleaned out, properly installed by the same people who installed the pool 20 years ago. So they know this pool very, very well because they built it and designed it. So I expect this will be gorgeous once it's finished. So some of the pictures online that you see of the listing are actually staged. I actually had my editors show the pool to be used. Just for aesthetic purposes, so you can see what it looks like when it's actually got nice blue water in it. So, but I fully expect this to be pristine condition if you were to purchase this property before your closing. Well, unless you want to close in 2 weeks, then it won't be ready. But it's been paid for and scheduled, so it's definitely going in. We've got the back patio here with the motorized awning. Everything is all solid concrete, so you don't need to worry about deck boards rotting, things like that. Patio doors to the living room, and a man door that comes through the garage. Then you also have a man door that goes into the master bedroom. So if you wanted to build a little area with bistro tables out here with an umbrella. My parents had a swing that was here to sit on. They're in the process of moving, so that's gone at the moment. As you can see, lots of roof vents. Home was built really, really well. Shingles are 35 or 40 year. So from 2008, 2009, they're still original. They've probably got about 10 years left on them before you need to worry about it. All the windows were matching trim. A lot of houses you'll see just a white frame around the windows. My parents paid extra to have the sandalwood trim put on all their windows, so they matched everything nicely. It's one of those little things that when you're building a house, if you've never built one before, you tend to overlook it. You just think, white frame, exactly like this. See, you got the siding is one color, and then the frame is the white, and yet the house here is all matchy-matchy. Matchy-matchy. This is how it needs to be. All right, back into the pool room, because I don't want to walk around the other side. I think the gate might actually be locked, I'm not sure. Got any questions for me, drop them in the comments. Hopefully my live is coming through well. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you're watching, if my signal is okay, because I keep switching between my parents' Wi-Fi and my data, so hopefully it's coming through okay. Good time of year to buy, actually. And get the advantages of having a property like this. You can move in 30 days. Closing on this property can be 30 days or less. And this way you get to have full advantage of the pool. My dad loves gardening, so as you can see from extensive flowers, huge hostas. Mature garden because it's been here since 2008, so all the plants have been well established. Nice patio. Again, I mentioned, you see the windows are all matching. There we go. Switching to Wi-Fi again, so it just hiccuped. Everything is concrete. Chose that just for aesthetic and maintenance purposes, since the concrete, it doesn't rot really. The staining you can see is just from water dripping in. If you're a motorcycle guy, you'll love it up here. There's so many groups that come through here, enjoying the beautiful ride up on the mountain. Well, we call it the mountain. It's really a hill compared to anybody else. But lots of gorgeous places to ride your bike if you're into biking. Bicycle or motorcycle, whichever one. And you've got the side of the house here. Cedar hedges all the way down. And then we've got, I believe this is white pine for the rest of it. So you can have a poke inside, and I'll just give you a quick view in here. Front door doesn't get used much because everybody comes through the garage, but it's just nice to know that it is nicely looked after. It's a nice front entrance. Interesting design. So this is kind of a semi-open concept. So I'm at the front door. If I turn left, you have the formal dining room. The knee wall is put in here just if someone comes in the door. You don't get a cold breeze coming from the door here and then coming through and then entering the room. So a knee wall gets put in to cut the breeze down. But we've got the nice pillars. Believe it or not, they're not in the way. I've been coming to this house for a long time and I've never once walked into one. Trade ceilings. Nice big windows. Solid oak floors. Again, this house is built with full 2x6 construction, as I mentioned, and the floor is also the I-joists. So it's not typical 2x8 or 2x10 construction. These are the actual engineered I-joists. Basement stairs. Only place in the house really that's carpeted. I can't stand stairs that are bare wood because, socks and stairs and children just do not go well together. Someone will go down them. But living room. Fully functioning gas fireplace. Again, trade ceilings with pot lights. Lots of light in this room. Very rarely during the day do you need lights on. Obviously, I have them on for the open house. And then we enter into the kitchen. 18-inch tiled floors. Granite countertops. Custom built kitchen because everything in this home is custom built. Nice big pantry. This is huge. It's about 4.5 feet wide. You believe me, you can fit lots of stuff in here. Full cabinets, but also open. You have more stuff in the back. Easy accessible in the front. This was before, really, a lot of people were getting into IKEA, so this is all custom built. So built in 2008, but as you can tell, the cabinets are in excellent condition. There's nothing chipped or banged or falling apart. Appliances are in also great condition. They're not that old. In fact, the microwave is relatively new. As you can see, it's a nice LG. Touch everything. Or don't touch everything because, you know, no, that means mom has to clean it. Now the top isn't solid granite. As you can see, it's actually tiles. My parents liked this idea because then they could cut it and get it shaped the way they want to without having to worry about cutting the granite itself. And such a long piece with an L shape, this is less risky. There, the patio door there going out to where we were standing outside. There is room technically for a bistro table right here. It's kind of like an eat-in kitchen, but it's not huge. You could get a bistro table and 2 chairs, but most people will look at this and go, why? Since you already have a full eat-in island. And as you can see here, you've got full cabinetry in it as well. And you also have hydro in the island, so you can plug in your blenders, things like that. Use them and then put them away without worrying about it. Mudroom, laundry room, basically garage entrance. So we've got cabinets here everywhere. Laundry tub, 2-piece powder room. So if you're outside from here enjoying the backyard, you can just come in and use the washroom without having to, you know, traipse through the house. Also actually doubles nicely as a pool change room. So you can come in here, change into your swimsuit, and then go back out to the pool without actually having to enter the home too much. So if you have a party, you're not worried about people coming in and out, drippy everywhere. Washer and dryer remain with the home. Full security system. As we can see from here, there's the garage again. Great little location for upright fridge and freezer if you like to do that. This also works out nicely. If you were to finish this area, because we ran this place as a business, as a shop, we didn't really go to great lengths to make the finishes super inclusive. So if you did want to finish the garage, drywall it and you know, epoxy the floor and make it like a showroom condition, you could rebuild this out and actually build in a proper bar and fridge in here. That way people out in the pool can come out and enjoy the, you know, come in and get their drinks and whatever and not have to enter the house again. So since I'm in the garage, 3 individual garage door openers, and yes, they are in order. So 1, 2, 3. Couple of steps down. There is 220-volt plug for your EV charger. Should you have an EV, as you can see, the electrical panel is here in the garage. It's huge, designed to take everything that my parents are putting into this house, including the shop that was running CNC equipment. So it's all designed for all of that. Central vac. Again, this is 12-foot ceilings, I believe. The house is 9, I believe, as well. Huge garage. Excuse all the items. They're in the middle of moving. They just took possession of their home, so they're in the middle of sorting everything out, getting rid of what is not needed, etc., etc. Fully heated. Again, gas tube heater. This is a gorgeous thing to have in a garage. It's nothing worse than trying to work on your car or a project and you're freezing your ass off. But this is quite big. So you see single car here, then 2 cars, and then single car again. You could probably fit more than that if you were to squeeze them in here, if you're a car enthusiast. Again, probably with the heater, you don't have room for a hoist. But then again, some of the new hoists are quite compact. Yeah, it's up to you. You figure it out. I don't want to. I'll go back in. Yes, the door shut loudly because it's got an auto closer on it. Building code says you have to have one of those. I don't know how many times my kids' fingers got trapped in that door, but let's not go there. Let's start with the, let's see here, bedroom 2 and 3. Lots of storage in this home. My parents, boomers, right? We need lots of storage because we have lots of stuff. I'm not saying we're not all like that, but they thought about it ahead of time. So you got double coat closet there, another closet here. This is actually used for the coat closet. The other one is used for storage. 4-piece bath. How you doing? Fiberglass insert, extremely durable. If it's looked after and cleaned regularly, it lasts decades. First bedroom, which is on the left, as you see come up the hallway. My floor plans are on my website. I will probably put it in the comments so you can visit the site afterwards. But smaller room. This is used currently as an office. Works good for a kid's bedroom. Younger child, I would say, not teenager. Teenagers want their space, and we all know that for sure. But currently being used as an office. Laminate floors. This bedroom's a bit larger, just the way that, because the closet is a normal closet sunk in the wall, whereas you can see here, this closet is actually pushed out, which is what makes this room feel smaller. This is about an average size for, I'd say, any age child to be in here. In fact, the office could be used for a nursery, would be perfect for it. But this bedroom is a good size as well. All the measurements are on the listing. All right, so we come back here. Let's check out the master. Or the primary. I'm sorry, I'm not being politically correct. Here, just one extra thing. We got the furnace on the right. Air exchanger on the left. Air exchanger, or an HRV unit, is designed to circulate the air through the home, maintain a certain level of humidity, and then bring fresh air from outside inside and do exactly what it says, exchange the air. You'll find it a little more breathable in the house. If you cook fish and you turn the sucker on, the fish smell will be gone within about 10 minutes. So, personal experience. My last house had one and it worked really well. Really large master bedroom. Lots of room for furniture in here. King size bed, no problems whatsoever. Your own little sitting area. And as I mentioned, you've got the door that goes out to your own patio. So you could put your swing out there or a bistro table or something. Bird feeders here, strategically placed for a reason, because you can see them right from the bedroom. Lots of birds in the wintertime. It's absolutely gorgeous. Walk-in closet. True walk-in closet, not just, you step in and that's it. So as you can see here, you've got clothing here, across here, uppers and lowers. You've got some cabinetry. And then you've got uppers and lowers again. So if I stand in the very corner and bury myself in my parents' clothes, you can see it's quite large. So that's good to see. A lot of the builders do walk-ins now, and it's literally like a shoebox. You walk in and that's about it. You can put your arm in front of you and that's all you have. So, but it's a good walk-in closet. Primary bathroom. Single sink. If you did want to change this out, there's enough room here for 2 sinks if you really wanted to. And I am seeing a lot of people lose the tubs. It's up to you. Since there's a tub in the other bathroom, I would say a home should always have at least one tub in it. It at least then appeals to families. However, the master ensuite, if you're not into tubs, you could rearrange this around and make it into a full master retreat with a larger shower. However, this is quite a large shower. So you can see here's my hand. My arm's sticking all the way out. I don't even reach. I'm 6 inches away from the end of the shower, so with my arms stretched out. I'm 6 feet tall, 230 pounds, and this shower is a good size for me. My biggest complaint when builders build showers is they don't take into consideration guys' elbows. Our elbows just don't fit. I try to wash my hair and my elbow smacks into the door. It's a total pain in the ass. Let's not get into that. So here we are. Where are we here? Let's have a look in the basement. Basement is half finished, half unfinished, and it's the same size as the house. So upstairs you've got 1,984 square feet, and in the basement you'll have the same. So it's almost a 4,000 square foot house. So as you can see, you've got left and right basement, so we'll go over there in a minute. Come down the stairs, turn left, and you have an absolutely huge room. This is big enough to build a full in-law suite, easily. You've even got the TV nook, where we had the TV here. Full 8-foot ceilings. As you can see, I can't even touch the ceiling at all, so they're a full 8 feet down here. Bulkhead is a little bit shorter, but you're still talking, I can just touch it, so 7 feet. So the shortest height in the basement is 7 feet. Laminate floors, small cold cellar. That's a very small room. Full 3-piece bath. Let me turn the light there. There we go. Now we can see it. Very simple design. Nicely finished, but not crazy. Nice big windows, lets lots of light in, and a nice big shower. Again, not a small shower. I have used this shower personally, and I have no issues with it. Now my parents have a cat, so hopefully the cat doesn't try to get out. There you are. You little bum. Nope. Can't let the cat out. So bedroom, oh, stop hissing at me, you bum. So nice big bedroom. This is huge, actually. If I stand from one end to the other, full 7 feet, and then the rest of it is 8 feet. So this bulkhead is quite high up. I can barely touch it. So you could fit a king-size bed in here, seating area, dressers, and it's a full closet as well. Oh, stop. She's not being very nice to me. Stay in there then. Other side. So as we can see, I came in from over there, and we come back through here, and this doorway leads into the other half. So this is the same size as the other side, pretty much. Unfinished. As you can see, I said, I-joist construction. Do what you want with it. Nice and big. And then here we have a full-size cold cellar. So the other one was tiny, like a closet. This one is a full size, fully insulated. It rhymes with wine cellar. And we have furnace room. There is a light here somewhere. They're hiding it. Where did they put it? All right. Light switch is here somewhere. Furnace. Plumbing drain with backflow valve. And sump pump. Good sized hot water tank. And then room for storage. Sorry though, I don't know where the light is. I'm not going to waste time looking for it. Furnace is brand new, by the way. It's a 1.5 years old. The air conditioning was just replaced this year, so that's brand new. HRV is original, and it doesn't typically wear out unless the fan dies, so I wouldn't worry about that, because all it's doing is circulating air, really. So we are on cistern, so here's your pump setup and whatnot, electrical panel for it, and your pressure tank here. You can't see it, sorry. This is set up to have lighting. As you can see, there's the thing there. Just my parents didn't need a light in here, so they didn't do it. So there's a little bit of things you can do to this property to bring it up to where you would like it. You've only got the one jack post here. The other side does not have the jack post, as you can see. So the jack post is probably inside this bulkhead right here, because that's the beam that goes across. That's pretty much the house done. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough and my witty commentary. So far, nobody's come through. What the hell? It's 2:30. I've been here since 2, actually earlier than 2. Where are all my people? Grimsby people, get off your butt. Come out and see me. If you need a link to the map or something, text me, 289-237-7101. I'll send you a link to Google Maps so you know how to get here. I would love you to come out and say hi. I'm not that far away, and it's a beautiful day. Get in your car and go for a drive and do something, because next week is going to be 46 degrees. You won't want to go outside. Nope. And you'll wish you had that pool. So, list price on this is just under 1.6. It's actually a very fair price. We had appraisals come through when we were organizing this property. We wanted to make sure that we would set a realistic listing price based on the area, condition of the home, all the features you're getting with it. And because my parents are going through the downsizing process, you have to go through appraisals on your current home in order to finance the next home. That's just how things go when it comes to right-sizing. So I handle all of that. My team handles all of that. So runs like clockwork. There just are some hoops to jump through to get everything done, but My listing price on this is absolutely solid. So this is how I do things. I don't do things half-assed. I'm not the kind of realtor that walks into your home and goes, oh yeah, it's worth 9 or 9.25, you know, and that's it, and leaves. That's just, to me, that's absolutely bullshit. Don't tell me that you're so good that you can walk into any home and just immediately know what it's worth. What do you know what sold last week, last month? Like, you don't. And you don't know what it's going to look like on the inside till you get there. Sure, I can look it up on Google and look it up on GeoWarehouse and see the satellite images, and I know what the outside looks like. That's easy. But you don't know what the inside looks like. And the client's going to tell you the best version of their home. So until you get inside, you really can't compare it with anybody. You can come up with a ballpark and say it's probably between 1.7 and 2, but nobody wants to hear you say it's probably worth somewhere within 300K of what you're thinking. As far as I'm concerned, I come into your home, look at it, I take some pictures if you're okay with that, and then I go back to my office and I compare it directly with homes that have sold or homes that are for sale right now. No guessing. You want to guess, bet on the horses. Like, you know, that's what you want. You may win, you may lose. But I'm not going to do that with your biggest asset, or at least for most people, their biggest asset. Do the research. So I'll come in, I might give you a range where properties are going for in your area, and I'll go back to my office, I'll compare the photos with everything else that I've seen, and I'll come up with an actual list price that makes sense. The least I can do is spend some time to come up with a number that represents your property properly. So I'm just going to say it. If you have a realtor come by and they fly in their fancy car and run through your house in 3 seconds and go, yeah, it's at 1.2, and out they go, don't hire them. If they can't be bothered to spend a couple of hours researching your property and making sure they come up with a list price that makes sense to you, to the realtor, and to the market, find another realtor. Just going to say it. Real estate has changed and the service has not. You know, in Canada, I'm going to say, but in our region, like I cover Halton mostly, but I do come into Niagara, prices have doubled in the past 10 years. Realtor commissions have doubled in 10 years. Like, right? If the price doubles, the commissions double. We charge anywhere up to 5%, you know, depending on your realtor, whatever, but the average is around 5% total commission. And it's split between the buyer's agent, the seller's agent, as usual, as it's been done for 50 years. But if the price doubles, that means my commission doubled. And I still did the same work. Kind of makes you wonder, right? It's nothing nicer than doubling your paycheck without having to do any extra work. So I thought that just didn't make sense to me. All right, so if any of you know what I do now, I actually pay for your move when you move. Your time is worth a lot of money to you, your family, your career, your business, whether you're the average person, whether you're the affluent, either way, you deserve to get more for your dollar. And as we can see from housing prices, the Canadian dollar is worth less and less every year. Why shouldn't my service increase to meet that at least and say, yes, you're paying a ton more in commission, but I'm at least going to provide extra service to you that you didn't have before, right? I mean, when houses were 2016, I think my average sales price on a home in Hamilton was about $250. $250. Now you can't buy a condo for $250. In fact, a Toronto parking spot is $250. So, I mean, right? Come on. And back then, I wouldn't be able to afford to pay for movers and everything based on the commission I would receive from a sale of $250. Let's face it, it's not a lot of money, right? But when I look at the average house in Hamilton, Burlington, average house in Burlington now, I think is $1.2 million for the average house, nothing crazy. Oakville's 1.4, 1.5 or so, and you look at my commission on that one. Yeah, we should be offering more service. So that's what I'm doing. And if you can believe it, so many people ask me what the catch is. How come you're including moving with my buy and my sell and nobody else will? What's the catch? The catch is you have to use me to buy and sell. That's it. That's the catch. The numbers have to work. I'm in business. I'm in business for a reason. I'm in business to earn a living for myself and my family. And as long as the numbers work on my end, that's what I'm going to do for you. I'm your concierge from beginning to end. You don't need to make 20 phone calls. You don't need to call movers and figure out where. The old days, we used to go to the LCBO to get moving boxes, and there'd be like 6 of us at the front of the store going, "You got any boxes?" And everybody's looking for boxes because nobody wanted to buy any boxes. The move was the cheapest thing you could possibly do. And then you'd recruit your friends, your family, buy 6 cases of beer and 4 buckets of KFC, and all your buddies had pickup trucks. So you'd spend the entire weekend moving. Half your shit would get broken, or you couldn't figure out where you put it afterwards. And by middle of Saturday afternoon, half of you are pissed drunk and you couldn't finish the move. So I don't know about you, but that was Gen X, man. That was Gen X and the Boomer era. I'm not saying it's like that today, but I don't want to recruit my friends to move me. Come on. I'm 53 and I don't want to move. Do you think my friends want to do it for me? Hell no. My parents are 80. Do you think they're going to ask their friends to help them? Their friends are 84, 85 years old. Come on and move my fridge for me or my dresser or whatever. It's like, come on now. Realtors should offer a better service, and I think that's what I'm going to do. My Rightsizing blueprint was designed for people to help them from beginning to end, not just do the easy stuff, which is paperwork, a sign in the lawn, and wait for the money to show up. I'm sorry, it's just not me anymore. I can't do that. It has to be full service beginning to end, or why bother? I'm a realtor. It's real estate, not paperwork. If you need a handyman, I got you. I'll get it done. If I'm listing your home for you and it needs a couple of touch-ups here and there, or needs the grass cut because you didn't have time to, I got you. I'll have somebody come in and do it. No cost. It's part of my listing fee. It's how it is. If the numbers work, I do it for you, like I said. If the house needs a full repaint, I will have my guys come in and do a full quote. If I can cover it, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you what I can cover, and you'll cover the rest, and we'll get it painted. If you need storage, I got connections. We'll just get storage for you. I'll pay for the first month, you pay for the rest. Mainly because I don't know how long you're going to store things. So I'm sorry, but I'm not a bank. I'm not going to, bankroll you permanently, but I'm going to help you out in the beginning and help you get sorted, put your things into storage, and give you some time to decide what you're going to keep, what you're going to sell, what you're going to dispose of, donate, whatever. Not everybody can make that decision in 5 seconds, but I'll tell you what, when they start looking for a house, you'd be surprised how fast that next house will show up. My parents were thinking September of moving. And lo and behold, as soon as my mom starts looking, bam, they found a property that was absolutely perfect for them, and now they're on the move. They just took possession last week. What happened to September? Now they're running around the house going, okay, well, we thought we had lots of time, and now we don't. Well, guess what? The universe, that's how it works. As soon as you put it out there of something you really, really, really want, it will test you and hand it to you sooner than you would like. We always used to hear, we're going to have kids when we're ready, or we're going to buy a house when we're ready. It never happens that way. If you say we'll have kids when we're ready, give it 6 months, you'll be pregnant. This is how it's going to be. If you want to wait until my job is secure, my career is on the go, and I got lots of money in the bank, then we'll have kids, guess what? You'll be pregnant next week. This is the universe. This is what the universe does to people. So if I can be a small part of helping you through that transition of oops, it happened earlier than it should, with my service, and know that you're looked after from beginning to end, and know that you don't need to worry about everything. There's a person you can call that will take care of it for you. Maybe it doesn't make it perfect, but it takes some off your plate, makes it a little less stressful, and that's what I'm here for. But anyway, nobody coming through my open house. Since COVID, this is kind of how it is. It's pretty sad. Pre-COVID, like 2019, 2018, 2017, I did an open house almost every single weekend. That's how I built a lot of my business, was meeting people in person, understanding their needs and how I can help them. And it worked really, really well. So the average open house, I would say between 7 and 12 people would come through, like couples, like 7 to 12 couples would come through an open house. Granted, many of them might be tire kickers and not serious, but it started a conversation. And many of them that were, like I just said, we're planning on buying a house when we're blah, 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 and then it shows up next week. So many people were like that. Post-COVID, if I get 4 couples through my house, I'm happy. Like, that was a really good open house. It's pretty sad. So nobody comes out anymore. I think the tire kickers are gone. That's a shame, because, I don't know. I go to open houses myself with Anna Maria. We find houses that we like and look really cool, and we go out and visit them. It's something to do in an afternoon. The realtor's there already anyway. The house is open. Go have some fun. Go have a look. Dream. Go through houses that you never thought in a million years you'd buy. Go into Oakville and find some open houses for $5 and $6 million and just walk through them. The agents don't care. They're there anyway. Let them judge you. Who gives a shit? Go have some fun. I tell you, there's some gorgeous houses out there. If you just open your mind and say, I don't care what they think, I'd like to have a look at it. And that's what the open house is for. Casual understanding of what you like and don't like. You could win the lottery next week for all you know, and you wouldn't even know what kind of house to build because you don't even know what you like. Let's face it, there it is. Because we know most of us settle for what we can afford rather than what we want. I'm just being realistic. That's just, that's how it is. Every house you've ever bought, most likely, until you get later in life, and then you get very choosy, and your income is usually matching what you're looking for, so then it's okay, right? And we always compromise. We want the 4-car garage, we want this, we want that. We settle for a 2-car garage or a 1-car garage. We want the big yard with the pool, so we get the little yard with no pool, and we buy a kiddie pool and say that's going to be okay. So, we make compromises, and to me, going to open houses helps you understand who you are and what you like. You never know what's going to happen in your life that might give you the opportunity to build what you want. I think this rule can apply to everything from your career to anything else. Go to open houses. Enjoy them. Check out the multi-million-dollar estates that you drive past and go, I wonder what the inside of that looks like. Well, I'll tell you, do yourself a favor. I'm just saying Oakville in particular because I lived in Oakville for 7 years. And some of the homes there, because most of them are custom built, at least the more expensive ones, absolutely stunning. If you want to see all the different finishes and different types of materials that can be used to build a custom built home, the different kitchen layouts and the different types of flooring, like going through open houses is one hell of a great way to do it. And it's a fun Sunday afternoon. It's a couple of hours. It's from 2 till 4 usually. So go on to realtor.ca, look up houses in an area that you want to go and check out, because realtor.ca shows the open houses, and all of those listings are legit. So this isn't like going to Point Two Homes or somewhere where agents have posted listings and they're you're getting catfished. There's no listing, but they just want your email. Realtor.ca is connected to the Canadian Real Estate Association. So every listing you see in there is a legit listing. So go in there, you'll see right below the picture, it'll show open house, usually, or it'll show I think it's a little red sign now that says open house, and it tells you when, right? Create an account with realtor.ca, favorite the property. There's a little heart, you can click it, favorite it. Go through all of them that are having open houses on that Sunday and favorite them. This way you've got the addresses, you've got the listings, you know where they are, you know when the open house is, and you can get your favorite beverage in the car, non-alcoholic obviously, and go drive around, check out really nice open houses. Hell, if you want to, dress up nice. Ladies, put on a beautiful sundress or something and your heels and go enjoy yourself and pretend you're loaded. Realtor's not going to care. Not at all. I've done open houses for $4 and $5 million houses, and I couldn't care who walks through the door because you cannot judge people. I have learned that over 30 years of sales. You cannot judge someone when they walk in the door, whether they're dead broke or billionaires. I'm sorry, you just can't. Some people like to flaunt their wealth. Other people like to pretend to have wealth. So you don't know which one's which. So I just don't judge anybody. When you come in the house, I treat you the same. Warm greeting, chat you up, see what you're looking for. If you're just browsing, awesome. Any questions, let me know. That's what we're here for. It's casual. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. So go find those $5 million houses and go browse through them and enjoy for a minute. Even if you pull up in your beat up Honda. I've done it. It's not a big deal. They're not going to say anything. What are they going to say to you? You can't afford this, get out? It's an open house. Realtors our lives are our reputation. We're certainly never going to be rude to somebody. At least I've never encountered it. And if you have to, take one of my business cards with you. If you want some, I'll send them to you. And when you walk in, say we're working with Sean and just hand it to the realtor, and they'll literally leave you alone because they know you have representation. So there's no point in talking to you because you have an agent. And when you do that, they also think you're in the market. Now, I'm the one that's going to get the phone calls from the realtor going, hey, your friends or your couples came by. They said, what do they think of the house? And is it in their budget? And I'm going to lie to them and say, actually, they just started looking, so we'll keep you in the loop if they decide to come back and see it. I've done it with me and my wife, because I'll go in and hand them my card. And sometimes they don't even realize it's me. And then they'll call me and say, what did your clients think? I said, which ones? What are you talking about? Oh, they came through the house on just on Lakeshore there in Oakville. And, we want to see what they thought. I said, that was me. I was coming through as an agent preview just to check out the listing for my potential clients. Oh. So you see, they didn't even look at the picture and associate it with me, because my picture's on my cards. They didn't even have a clue that it was actually me that came through. So, I don't know. Enjoy yourself. Go to some open houses today if you have time. I mean, if not, arrange it for next weekend. And like I said, make an afternoon out of it. Go for a nice lunch somewhere, like if you pick downtown Oakville, go downtown somewhere, have a nice little lunch, dress up nice, clean up your car, wash your car if you have to. Most of our cars nowadays aren't rusted to hell, actually. I very rarely see a rusted out car on the road. So I really wouldn't worry about that so much. But I don't know. Have fun. When Anna Marie and I go out to open houses, we dress nice. Anna Marie has always dressed nice. That's just part of her identity, who she is. I'm a realtor, so I need to kind of look like one when I go out. But we go through houses and look at them, and I've told agents I didn't like the house, and they were like, oh, why not? And I would tell them why. This, that, whatever, this finish, and this seems cheap, and it's a $6 million house, and I'm telling them it's cheap. And the look on their face is priceless sometimes. They don't know what to say. And you'll know a good realtor when they have a really good way of handling your objection in an open house. And you'll notice the ones that don't. They just go, okay. Well, I don't know why you're complaining about that. I think of a house Anna Marie and I went in a couple months ago. I'm trying to think what we complained about. It was one of the rooms, I think it was the master primary bathroom. There's something about it. And I said to him, for a home this size and this price, I kind of expected the design to be better, of the layout. I think it was the layout or something. And he looked at me and he goes, oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. I go, have you walked through there? It's a pain in the ass. And he didn't know what to say. He was absolutely dumbfounded, wanted to walk away. And I thought, and you're representing this property? Why don't I have this listing? Because I would have done a damn good job of explaining why it was built that way. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, I think I'm going to close out now, because I think I've talked long enough, and still nobody has come in. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Maybe I'll do another one of these next weekend, or I may do an open house for another listing somewhere. Call It Closed International Brokerage is my brokerage now. It's a new brokerage in Canada, so there's only a handful of us as agents, and unfortunately, I can only do open houses for the same brokerage, right? So when I was with Remax, there was 1,000 of us, so it was pretty easy for me to do open houses, because there's 1,000 agents. There's always going to be someone who can't do an open house on a weekend, or they have two, and they can only attend one, obviously, and they will want some help. But with my new brokerage, there's 6 of us, and 2 of them are in London, and one's in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So I got slim pickings right now. So any of my agents out there, if you're thinking of, if you've been questioning your expenses lately, and you're looking at the fact that you're spending thousands of dollars a year to belong to an exclusive brand, which is fantastic, by the way, I'm not going to put it there. Great team, great management, everything else. But if you're maybe struggling, or you're looking for a slightly different take on the brokerage model, Call It Closed has a phenomenal setup, the way they're doing things. You still get all the technology, you still get all the support, and it's owned by former Remax owners. So the owners of Call It Closed is Chad and Aprile Osborne. They own 4 Remaxes in the States, and all 4 of them were considered top offices. So if you're thinking of making a move, give me a shout. I'm happy to meet with you for a coffee and discuss it. It's a personal choice. When I left Remax, I had nothing against the company. It was just a personal choice. I feel people choose me for me and not for my brand, so I don't need to pay $20,000 a year to be with a brand. When I could take that income, or take that expense, and apply it to my clients, which is why I cover your move. I made a move to a different brokerage to get a different level of support, put a little more income back in my pocket to spend on my clients. at the end of the day, you know, I do charge a little bit extra for what I do, but that money doesn't really go in my pocket. It's not considered to be income. That little bit of extra buys you the service that you're looking for that maybe you didn't know you needed. The concierge, the looking after everything. I know a guy, your move, the packing, the move, the unpacking, the truck, the boxes, the personalized service that comes with the team that shows up and looks after your move for you. That's where that goes. And by no means does that percentage extra I charge cover all of that. It doesn't. It just basically, you're paying for my time. And as we know, they say time is money and time is important. And I'm going to spend a lot of it to make sure that your deal goes through properly. Your buy, your sell, your move, and anything in between and anything thereafter. That's what it gets you. It gets you into an exclusive club with me that says, you chose my services and damn it, I'm going to look after you. So, all right, I've rambled. I'm going to go. But if you're out my way, text me, would you? And come by and say hi. Or if you want to meet for a coffee and chat, I'm more than happy to drive. I have a car. I'm a realtor. That's what we do. So no place is too far unless it's East End, Toronto. Then we can do a virtual coffee. I don't like those, though. I like actually, Bronte Harbor Restaurant would be great. It's the only actual patio in Oakville on the lake. And it's gorgeous. Beautiful to sit there. Want to meet for coffee or an adult beverage or lunch? Give me a shout. Happy to connect with you. But anyway, I'm going to close it out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, please. Take care.